3M, a company with a wide range of innovative, quality electrical products, continues that tradition with its ColdShink silicone rubber quick Term 2 termination kits. No other company can offer the variety of products that give you so many solutions to your cable splicing and terminating problems. This family of products includes tape, resin products, molded rubber, ColdShink, heat shrink, and connecting products. At 3M, we believe the best technology for cable terminations is our complete line of advanced ColdShink silicone rubber termination kits. The 3M line of advanced ColdShink silicone terminations are better than porcelain, EPR rubber, or heat shrink, and we will show you several reasons why. And by the way, the ColdShink terminations are much easier to install than any of those other products and will save you money. 3M has a ColdShink silicone termination solution for most every size and type of electrical cable manufactured and used today. The ColdShink QT2 termination line covers cable as small as number 8 5 kV, all the way through monster cable such as 1500 kc mil 46 kV on both solid dielectric and PILC cables. 3M's ColdShink terminations have a proven track record of reliable performance. Our products have maintained their superior performance and reliability since the early 1970s. Continuing commitment to research and advanced technology ensures 3M's dedication to providing the most reliable, time-proven termination products on the market today. Our QT2s are manufactured in a facility which is ISO 9000 registered and whose quality systems meet the requirements of the ISO 9002 standard. As required by this registration, each machine is run by operators who have been properly trained and certified to operate that piece of equipment. As an integral part of the quality system, numerous checks are employed in the process, from raw material to packaged kit, to ensure that you'll receive a product which will meet and far exceed not only the IEEE specifications, but all of your specifications as well. Because of their stretchy rubber characteristics, our silicone terminations retain their live memory properties even after 30 years of use. Our line of ColdShink termination is the easiest to install on the market. ColdShink delivery design requires no flame or assembly tools. 3M builds in several design features not visible to the naked eye, but are very apparent in the performance of ColdShink silicone rubber QT2 termination kits. The high K stress relief inside the termination relieves the electrical stress at the end of the cutoff cable shield and evenly distributes the electric field over the cable end, thus allowing for shorter, more compact terminations. Silicone rubber insulators are the best, most protective material, providing stable, reliable performance in the harshest environments over the life of the product. According to the IEEE 48 1990 standard, a Class 1 termination must meet 3 criteria. First, it must provide stress control. Second, it must provide an insulator for tracking protection. And third, it must provide a seal to the outside environment. 3M provides both a skirted insulator for weather-exposed conditions and a tubular insulator for indoor applications. The shield around a cable is designed to give a uniform field around the cable conductor. When a cable needs to be terminated, the shield comes to an end or is terminated. This creates a concentration of electrical flux at the end of the shield. All of the flux lines try to flow to the end of the shield. This creates the stress that can be so damaging to cable insulation. There are 2 methods for relieving electrical stress. One is the geometric method. This is accomplished by building the insulation material up and continuing the shield to the exact focal point of the electrical flux. The geometric stress cone method is old technology and requires a more bulky, less efficient configuration. The 3M solution utilizes a highly effective material with a very high dielectric constant K for dealing with electrical stress. Our high K material has a dielectric constant 10 times higher than that of most cable insulation. Stress relief is accomplished by covering the end of the cable shield with a layer of the high K material. The stress is reduced at the cable shield cutoff area by the principle of field refraction. A flux line, on entering an insulating material with a larger dielectric constant, will be refracted away from the normal line drawn through the interface. The degree of refraction is proportional to the ratio of dielectric constants of the two interfacing materials. The mathematical equation that governs the physics of the electrical field refractions is tangent angle 2 over tangent angle 1 equals K2 over K1. The refraction of the flux lines at the interface will result in a more uniform spread of the electrical stress at the cable end. Not only does a termination have to withstand the electrical stress from within, it also has to withstand the physical and environmental stress from without. Therefore, the critical feature of any termination material is its tracking ability, or how well and how long it performs in the physical environment under a constant electrical voltage. Tracking is the actual decomposition of the insulation material caused by the passing of the electrical leakage current on the surface of that material. Organic materials such as EPR and heat shrink produce a carbon ash as they break down under constant electrical current. That carbon ash forms a conducting path which reduces the surface resistance, causing further current leakage and erosion, which eventually leads to termination failure. This can be a difficult problem because tracking performance is also dependent on where the termination product is located. Vast differences in climates have very different effects on the performance life of any termination. Besides the aging process of the polymeric material, the surface is affected by three main environmental factors. One is the amount of ultraviolet radiation the surface receives. Sunlight causes the crazing and cracking of the surface, which in turn leads to greater absorption of moisture and contamination. The second is moisture. Wetting the surface of the insulator decreases the surface resistance, thus increasing the amount of leakage current. Third are the airborne contaminants and pollution that build up and eat away at the surface structure. When the surface is no longer uniform, certain areas actually build up with moisture, while other surface areas have no moisture and form dry bands. The current flows along the moisture surfaces relatively easy, but when the current hits the drier spots, it jumps or arcs over the dry spots or dry bands. These small arcs further degrade the insulator, eventually leading to material erosion, followed by total failure. Since we cannot control the environment, we have chosen materials for our termination insulators that can do the best job of resisting damage from tracking and environmental stress. There are four materials used for electrical terminations: porcelain, EPR rubber, polyolefin heat shrink, and silicone. We can show that our ColdShink silicone rubber quick term 2 kits are by far the best termination products available. First, silicone rubber handles moisture the best of any of the four materials listed. Hydrophobicity, or water resistance, is a very key feature required for designing terminations that will last the life of your cable. Silicone is the only material of the four that is truly hydrophobic. Hydrophobic surfaces cause water to bead up, causing the moisture to take up the least amount of surface coverage, forming a large contact angle between water beads and the insulator surface. A large contact angle results in the least amount of surface wetting. In contrast, porcelain, EPR rubber, and heat shrink materials have very hydrophilic surfaces. Water spreads very easily with the most surface coverage and a very small contact angle. Porcelain starts with a contact angle of around 62 degrees. EPR rubber and heat shrink surfaces with a 95-degree angle. Silicone starts out with the best contact angle of around 100 degrees. As porcelain, EPR rubber, and heat shrink materials age and are subjected to leakage currents, they become even more hydrophilic, resulting in much smaller contact angles. This causes the surface to be continually wet, which results in additional surface degradation. Not only does silicone have the best contact angle at the start of the life of the product, but the contact angle stays relatively constant with age. This is because silicone rubber has the unique capability to regenerate its hydrophobicity, even after it has been exposed to high leakage currents. 3M routinely runs tests that simulate an industrial high-humidity seacoast environment. Terminations are exposed to an ASTM contaminant mixture of water, flint, clay, salt, and paper filter pulp. A voltage of 150% rated voltage is applied to the cable. The tests have included non-silicone tape, silicone tape, 3M tubular silicone quick terms, skirted EPDM terminations, skirted heat shrink terminations, and 3M ColdShink skirted silicone quick term 2. As you can see, the difference in the hours to failure with 3M skirted silicone quick term 2 termination with its superior hydrophobic properties is very significant. The other harmful environmental factor is ultraviolet light. UV breaks down most carbon-based or organic materials like those found in EPR rubber or heat shrink terminations. Silicon to oxygen, not carbon to carbon, is the backbone of the molecular structure of silicone rubber, used in 3M Quick Term 2 termination kits. The silicon to oxygen bond is stronger than the destructive energy of ultraviolet light and is not prone to the surface crazing and cracking that affect EPR rubber and heat shrink termination products. The remaining function of a Class 1 termination is to form a protective seal around the cable at both the top and bottom of the termination. The ColdShink silicone rubber Quick Term 2 provides a constant living pressure from top to bottom of the termination, providing a strong, reliable seal. The 3M water bath tests show no water leakage with a connector in either the upright or inverted position. Another real advantage to 3M ColdShink skirted silicone Quick Term 2 termination kits is the ease of installation. All QT2 terminations can be installed quickly and easily without bulky stress cones, hot melt adhesives, dangerous torches, or complex tools. Simply prepare the cable according to standard procedure. Install the ground connection and terminal lug. Then seal the ground connection. Place the QT2 termination over the cable and unwind the core. This allows the termination to shrink into place, giving you a complete IEEE 48 Class 1 termination. Given all the features and benefits, there should be no doubt about the advantages that the ColdShink silicone rubber Quick Term 2 termination kits offer. Advanced design. The low-profile, high dielectric constant stress relief tube allows maximum electrical field distribution and lowers the overall surface stress. Our silicones have superior hydrophobic properties with the ability to regenerate their hydrophobicity under high stress conditions. 3M silicone rubber stands up to UV exposure, maintaining its surface integrity. The silicone surface is also less affected by moisture and airborne contaminants. We offer you the widest choice of termination solutions with products backed by years of research and development. Best of all, our ColdShink silicone rubber termination kits are being used by an impressive list of customers with excellent field results for over 18 years. For more information on the wide line of 3M ColdShink silicone rubber Quick Term 2 termination kits, contact your local 3M sales representative.